He always said he didn't kill anybody who did not deserve it. Well, people who've researched the life of Wilkes County outlaw Otto Wood say he took the lives of a half dozen people, and lives weren't the only thing he took that landed him in jail.
But even when he was held accountable for those crimes, he found ways to not live out those sentences. Fox 8's Michael Hennessy joins us with more on Wood's escapes. Michael.
And Neil, Katie, in his autobiography, Wood expressed regret for his escapes from prison, but he did it again anyway after writing it, with his final escape coming just months before his death.
He stole the car from where he robbed the pawn shop, and then days later the car was returned.
A complicated criminal.
When he was a kid, he would watch Otto shoot coins out of the air with his pistol. He was just that good.
By the 19-teens, Otto Wood's checkered past was notoriously known, not only in North Carolina.
Everybody that knew him liked him. He just happened to have trouble here and there, you know.
But nationally.
I used to tell him that Otto taught Junior Johnson how to drive, the NASCAR driver, you know.
At 19, he served his first prison sentence in Virginia because, as he put it, a girl he used to call on had him arrested, quote, on the plea that I had promised to marry her and I was the father of her child. It would be the first penitentiary proved unable to cage Otto Wood.
He actually got out and everything from in a culvert pipe to a load of laundry being hauled away.
Wood described his life as a fugitive, saying,
starting with smaller crimes, he goes blindly on to the bigger ones.
He was able to get some time off, not for good behavior.
After his first escape, he made his way to Texas, Arizona, and New Mexico. He said he wore two big guns, got in some mix-ups, and was
lucky that it did not get killed. Fortunate that it did not have to kill anybody during the 2 years I remained in the far west.
That would change.
He actually killed 6 people in the course of his career, criminal career, if you want to call it that. But he always said he never killed anybody that didn't deserve it.
He described exchanging tires on a stolen car with a fellow who was in bed sound asleep, and getting captured in Kentucky, brought back to prison in Tennessee, escaping again before making his way back to North Carolina. Just could not stay away, he said.
Persistent in getting whatever he wanted and taking what he needed.
And when he came back,
but he was a 20s era Robin Hood of this area.
He was rarely empty-handed.
I've said many times that people have stood there and told me their grandmother said she never had a pair of store-bought shoes but what Otto Wood gave them to her.
And well, that giving nature had him in good standing with some.
There was one guy that told us that his father said that, Otto was crippled, but said you could trust Otto Wood. He was a good man, that he would walk as far as he had to walk to not steal a poor man's car.
There are conflicting accounts when it comes to his family's feelings.
I'm sure there were certain members of his family, even if they would take him in, they didn't appreciate what he was doing.
But there is no denying the authorities were always on the lookout. Capture after capture and subsequent escapes reaching the double digits.
I read somewhere he shot him, Texas Ranger shot him in the chest and captured him and brought him back, and he healed. He didn't die from that.
In October of 1923, Wood made his way to Greensboro and pawnbroker A.W. Kaplan. He pawned a watch and later came back to claim it. After a disagreement, Wood said Kaplan ordered him out and came after him with a stick.
He raised the stick to strike me, and I hit him on the head with my gun. In making a second stroke, the gun fired and the bullet grated the skin on his shoulder.
Just chronicle the story of him kind of going through life, and about how the first time when some guy died and he went to prison for a while for that.
Kaplan died. Wood was convicted and sent to Central Prison in Raleigh. There he would make what he called one of the most daring getaways in the history of the state prison.
He had 4 escapes from Central Prison in Raleigh from 1923 up until 1930.
And the final day of 1930 would mark an end to his running.
We're convinced that he committed suicide by police. He had just been in jail so many times. They had him caught, and he pulled his gun and they shot him,
But before Wood was killed, he married a woman while on the run and got her pregnant. And the family members he left behind have strong ties right here in the Piedmont Triad. We're going to talk about how they view his legacy back here tomorrow night at 6.